I'd like to call the Planning Commission of Northumberland County to order. Call it to order. Roll call.
Chris Crawley. Here. Vivian Diggs.
Here.
Alan Garland.
Here.
John Cost. Jim Mitchell.
Here.
Roger McKinley.
Here.
Patrick O'Brien.
Here.
Garfield Parker.
Here.
Heidi Wilkins Corey.
Here.
Charles Williams.
Here.
We have 100% attendance and a quorum.
All right, okay, thank you. Maybe do an invocation and pledge of allegiance when we finish. Our Father, I thank you for this day. I thank you for giving us another opportunity to serve this community. We ask now that you will guide and direct our path so that the community will benefit from what we do here tonight. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Before we approve the agenda tonight, I'd like to change something in the public hearings. I want to do two and then do one afterwards. That's all right?
Since we have people waiting here, we go ahead and do the one that has people. Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, which is number 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
If you're ready, we'll get the sign-in sheet.
Okay, not quite yet.
Okay.
I haven't met Mr. Mitchell. I'm glad to have you aboard.
Michelle.
Michelle. All right, thank you. Glad to have you.
Pleasure.
All right. Okay, now Stuart.
Okay. I'll go get the sign-in sheet, but I'll read the public hearing notice. It's a request by Red Oak LLC owner for conditional use permit to allow light industry on property zoned A1 agriculture. The property is shown in tax map parcel 51, double circle 1, lot 112, sublot B, and is located on Jesse DuPont Memorial Highway. Before you start, you don't feel great. You sure? Yeah.
Okay. I thank you. Going to public hearings. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for coming tonight. You make the evening more exciting. Thank you. We're going to start with the request. Stuart, read number 2, please.
I'm sorry.
I just did. Okay, you read number 2? Okay.
Yes, sir. I'll
Okay.
read it again if you would like.
Okay, Mr. Bell?
I only want to speak on number 1.
Okay, we'll do number 2, then we'll come back. Number 2, Mr. Bell.
Good evening.
Hi.
My name is Will Baird. I live over in Lancaster County. I grew up in Lancaster, went to Lancaster High. In high school, I started a landscaping company, which thankfully I've successfully operated for 15 odd years now. And last year I had the opportunity to buy the piece of property over on Jesse DuPont next to the waste refuge facility there. And basically, in a nutshell, I'm trying to take the next step and grow in a sense of having a hub that we can report to daily. When I say we can, it's myself as the owner-operator, and I have one full-time employee. Currently, when I say landscaping, we're doing, like today, we're doing tree install in someone's yard. We do hardscaping, we do a lot of like grading, things like that. We currently do not do retail sales at all. We don't have anything to sell. But thinking about the future and just what our needs could look like, or what could grow the business, or make this more profitable, I've started to think like, okay, our immediate need is I feel like we need a building that we can store equipment in the wintertime, work on stuff for rainy days, and be able to have some materials that we use on our sites, which are typically like, say we're doing pavers or something, we might put down crush and run or a pile of sand. It's not, there's not a lot of materials that I'm asking, I guess, to be able to also store on this site. And basically, the way I was thinking of laying it out and the way I was hoping to lay it out, per the site plan that I had EDA draft up, and it shows all of the different, water management, things like that, and go back a little bit, I also had, VDOT come out and we had an approved entrance installed. That was maybe end of last year, I would say. But basically, the goal would be to have, I already have a fence along the road frontage there, like a 4-board, horse looking fence, just to kind of keep it nice curb appeal and whatnot. And that's the way I would want it to be, to kind of, showcase some of the things that we can do. So kind of what I envision is coming off of the fence that's there now, having an area come on in with a gate. And that gate would have, a PIN code. This site would not be open to the public. It would be something that if we had a retail sale, which when I'm thinking of retail, it'd probably be a friend of ours or a company that we work with that may say, hey, well, can I come grab a load of mulch? Myself or my other employee may come there, punch in the code, go in there, load up that load, and then we're leaving because we really have to be at someone's property, even myself, to be profitable. We don't have a secretary, no office staff, anything like that. But yeah, that's, I would like to be able to maybe, like I was talking to Philip about, have a little paper display or something, whether it's right up next to my door. If a customer, like I said, would like to come there and check out a paper sample or hand a check off or something, but I truly, don't envision what, retail sounds kind of scary and sounds scary to me, and I'm like, I don't have anyone to provide this, really, watch that, but I don't envision anything like what you would see, at some of the other gravel yards, or it's our business is not that. We're in a very niche, we've got to be there doing that specialty work at your house, or else we're not making any money. So it's really something that I would like to do that, will look very nice. I would like to line the little gravel driveway going in with trees and, nothing I would be proposing. There's like a whole area right in front of the building, that will just open some trees and grass. I'm thinking you'll literally see like the backside of a nice looking steel building. No doors open to the road frontage. Everything would be on the backside. All our parking would be on the backside. If we're allowed to store materials there, any materials, 2 or 3 piles, maybe 4 piles would be like in a back corner somewhere. That's pretty much the main things I think that we would love to, have this aboard and be able to, hopefully grow. And we do a lot of work in Northumberland County. My father worked at Farm Bureau in Northumberland County office for 35 years, just retired this year. So I know a lot of the guys over this way. We work a lot in Northumberland. We buy a lot of product and things in Northumberland. And I did kind of reach out to some of the friends in the area, that are in business, and said, hey, is this stepping on anyone's toes? Does this make sense? Am I crazy for asking this? And I think, on that regard, I think I would have the support of them as well as some of the neighbors.
Questions?
Mr. Chairman, how you doing tonight?
Good to see you.
Did the highway department say anything to you about a turnout lane, like the dump has?
Right. No, sir. When I talked to them and kind of Shannon Hofstadter, and I should still have, I still have the approved permit and everything. I pretty much said, you know, like in the beginning, I didn't even think of the word retail. I mean, I truly was thinking like
Right.
no other party other than myself or an employee would go there. And so I asked all of those questions like, hey, like what do I need for this? Like how do we figure out, you know, traffic and how many, you know, she's like, how many cars are coming in and out and everything. And so the way it was approved and what I have approved now is, you know, a very expanded private entrance, but I was asked by VDOT to do that and make sure that, you know, it literally like met the criteria of a low volume commercial entrance.
So it's accessible north or south,
Yes, sir.
the way the fill it is.
Yes, sir.
Describe your building to me.
I wish I had a good picture, but what I was thinking of and hoping to do, if I can afford it, is essentially a nice looking, I'm trying to think if anyone's seen like the building over at the ties in that they put up for the maintenance shop. It's kind of like a dark gray or taupe color. But something that's like very high-end looking color. But basically from the road, you know, I'm thinking you'll see 100-foot long building back off the road that hopefully has like maybe just only some seconds, even though it won't have a second story in it, maybe like at that level we'll have maybe say 8 or 10 windows across the top just for letting natural light in. But essentially like 6,500 is the goal, 16 foot tall. Don't really plan to have any like lights or anything on the roadside because there's no access there. On the side that you would enter from, you know, I guess one walk-through door for, you know, and then I'm guessing maybe 2 roll-up doors that would have some concrete in there, and maybe that could be like a little, you know, bathroom, kitchen area, maybe to have a little office in
So the
there.
long side of the building is parallel to the road.
Yes, sir.
So where are the entrance doors going to be?
All of the entrance door, or you know, the drive-in and walk-in entrance doors. You know, I need to add a second entrance door on the end, but I would say like if you're coming into the property from Route 200, the way the driveway goes in, you know, you're going to basically go right around behind the building on the back 100-foot side.
Okay.
There's enough space there the way EDA drew it up.
It's not a very deep lot.
It's not. It's not.
So how close to the road will your building be?
I think there's like a 30, well, it's going to be a ways back. I want to say there's like 35, I can do it. It's a pretty good ways off the road. I think the lot is about 200 and some odd feet long, and we have to allow, you know, 40-ish feet on each side. Well, not each side, but
But it'll meet the setback requirements from the highway department.
Yes.
The county setback.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's, I believe it's, I would do another one, kind of, do that one, but,
I think it's approximately 50 feet, maybe a touch over that,
To the edge of the building?
from the edge of the right-of-way, 50 feet
Okay,
back.
I'm with you. Thank you.
Question, Commissioner? Any questions?
One question. Your application speaks of a possible future retail use. Could you live without that for the near future?
yeah, I mean, honestly, I guess I went into it thinking I'd be smarter to put it all out there and maybe that could be, if you guys said, hey, yeah, this is great, you know, this would be a revenue that we don't have at the moment. But yes, I mean, if we were able to have our building and the materials that we need for ourselves, I mean, like I said, we don't typically, like, if we were ever to make a delivery to someone's house, you know, or if someone's going to order material, we would be delivering it. So, and we really don't haul that many materials, but,
We received an email from a gentleman named Ben Burton,
okay,
and he's concerned about the traffic flow on 200.
right,
And with a retail operation, you'd get a lot more. And I hate to say this, but you would probably get a call from VDOT saying, do something else with your entrance. If they approved it based on light commercial, and they find out that they've got a lot of retail traffic, they'll come back at you,
Right.
which I don't think you want.
Right. Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate that, and I mean, I could see, I guess, if I knew it was gonna be a lot, when I'm thinking of retail, I'm literally, and maybe I'm misunderstanding the definition, but I'm surely thinking of, you know, if it's okay if a customer were to stop by there and, like one customer and look at a paver sample, like really I wouldn't be giving them the paver right then, or.
I don't consider that retail. I consider that you putting up advertisements, essentially, for what the services that, and the materials that you can provide. If that's what you're really thinking, I don't consider that retail.
Who was the guy that went out of business, because I think he died, further up the road on 200, who had a sand and gravel business?
He retired.
It was that?
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
But it's real.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Somebody else bought it, it's reopened.
It's real.
But now, he is retail.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He had a lot of
And
traffic.
I think I know, you know which one I'm talking about, and that's not what you have in mind, is that correct?
No.
Okay,
no,
yeah,
no.
that's,
I mean,
all right.
honestly, I thought those folks may come to this meeting or something and ask why that. I was like, hey, I'm not trying to compete at that level.
Right.
It's really just, I would hate for, like I said, it would be, I often will get asked, even I don't have the product now, you know, but when I was thinking about all of this, I was talking to a buddy of mine that does this type of work, and I was getting asked, like, hey, like, well, if you have mulch there, like, can we send one of our trucks over here and there and grab mulch this and that? And like I said, that would be like a case-by-case appointment only, but it would never be what.
I wouldn't consider that retail.
Right.
I think what you're thinking of, and the way I'm understanding it, is you want people to come and pick their pavers, and you do all the selling and installing at their house. You want maybe even to put some of the trees that you offer out,
Right.
so they can pick those.
Some display.
Yeah,
like
they're
some
not,
displays.
yeah,
Like-
the
showroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not buying them there.
And I don't know that many will do that. I mean, like I said, I haven't been able to offer that in my 15 or so years. So now, I mean, I'm usually, the back of my truck's got pavers in it, you know,
Right.
taking it to someone's house. But I mean, it would be nice to be able to, and I'm sure, you know, but I hadn't really expected that. So I guess I just was trying to have the option to do, you know, if we get asked to deliver a couple things, but I'd like to have the option, I guess, if that made sense, but if it could be, if a condition has to be that we have to be there, or that, you know, the gate will always be closed, I can promise that.
Go ahead.
So the building won't have the words dollar store and neon sign on
Not at the moment.
So you have, the building would be big enough to house all of your equipment, like during the winter and all of that?
That would be the goal, yes, sir, yeah.
Yeah, that would be the goal. Part of the reason I ask is I live about 100 yards from, and I don't live on a main road like Jesse DuPont Highway, but about 100 yards from my driveway is somebody who's abandoned a threshing machine.
Oh, gosh.
John Deere threshing machine. They must know it's there, but anyway, I don't think we want that parked on the side of your road.
No, not at all. I mean, I can assure you, I mean, I would really, like I said, we do have, you know, a couple pickups or a couple trucks, but I mean, it's not,
Yeah, my concern had been, and you've really responded to all of it already, is that we've just got too many properties in this county, particularly along 360 and along 200, where there's equipment out there that has not been attended to for a long time, and you don't want it, especially on those highways.
Right.
So I'm pleased with what you're saying, so thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, tonight's the first time I've seen this fellow. I know him, not that I know of him. But I question why you wouldn't want retail. And I'm not pushing for it, but I'd like to see you make a go of it. In business, it's hard to make a go of it. I'm not sure if I was in his shoes that I would be applying just for non-retail. Maybe that's not your intent right now, but it sounds like it could be, and it sounds like you're willing to give that up so you can get the permit. But if you had your druthers, you'd rather have the retail as well as commercial. We're not doing, our batting record's not too good for attracting business in this county.
No,
And I'd like to see, and the property, to me, is not any more objectionable than anything else on Route 200.
Then the dump next door.
The dump is right next door. So.
And people got to stop for cars going down that road too.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody stops.
So anyway, that's all I got to say.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Just
Chairman?
ask Philip from a zoning standpoint, what's the line between commercial and retail?
It's tough. I think Mr. Barrett could argue, and I think I could certainly argue that his view of a contractor storage yard, which is exactly how he comes across as he presents this, is a by right use on agricultural zone property. When meeting with him, we wanted to be upfront with everybody. So we wanted to incorporate the light industry use because there would be a little bit of an increase of noise and traffic. Contact the adjoining property owners, and then the conditions at the same time, just like Mr. Williams said, didn't want to limit the growth of his business if he pursued a retail avenue in the future.
So in order to, I'm sorry, I might be asking the same question you are. So either way, are we looking at a conditional use? We're not looking at a change of zoning,
We're looking at a conditional use permit to allow light industry.
which would include retail?
Which could, well, the retail would be incorporated in that, which is also a conditional
So,
use permit.
okay, so in order to get the retail, he doesn't have to go through a rezoning?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. All right. Was that it? No?
The concerns that I have, what you're talking about, your retail use that you've described sounds to me to be an extension of your business. Your customers come, look at pavers, trees, and whatever. When I think of retail, I think of a home center, like the zebras have up the road. You need parking, you need better access than just one driveway. And I think it does, I mean, depending on, how much retail you get into. I agree 100% with Mr. Williams that, we want to encourage small businesses. And I think you've got a great place, and you've done a nice job with the fence. It looks terrific. Cleared the lot beautifully. Your plan looks good. My only concern is that if you go more retail than what you're discussing, more than an extension of your business, but actually a whole another business, that entails different things for the lot. And I think VDOT as well would have an issue. I mean, they wouldn't let a gas station be put on a 4-lane highway without a turn lane. So, and 200 is not a 4-lane highway. So I just think if you're going retail, home center, a dollar store, whatever, you need more to the lot than what we have here. That's just my own personal opinion.
Philip, if he were to decide later on down the road, things have picked up and he wants to go to retail, does he have to get another conditional use permit because he's changing the conditions that he's agreeing to now?
Well, these conditions actually do address a retail business. If we were to remove that, then yes, he would come back
But like
to
how you
add
said,
retail to it.
It's two different animals.
Yes, sir.
It's not really set up at this moment to be a retail place. But it could be, I guess. I guess that's my question. If he decides to go that route, can he do it by right, or does he have to come back to the county?
He would have to come back to the county to do a small retail business on property zoned agriculture.
And with a conditional use permit?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right now, he's getting the light industry, which is also conditional use on property zoned
Right.
agricultural. So, I mean, I think, and based upon the correspondence that we got, I think there is some room where the conditions could be adjusted to help reflect his comments. That if he were to pursue a retail business, not what he's described, but a retail business to the general public to be coming in and out, then I think he would need, I think he would need more approvals.
I think it may require that you change the language in number 2 from sales office to storage building or something like that. It just kind of gives the impression that having a sales office there, he's going to do retail.
I think one word may do that. It says, "A sales office shall be located." I think we could change "shall" to "may."
That's okay.
Does that make sense?
I'm not sure it solves the problem.
I think you'd have to add something at the end of 2 to the effect that all retail transactions related to the original approval. Somebody wants to come and look at favors or whatever, that's sort of ancillary to your basic business purpose. It's not like you're advertising for a, you know, home and garden operation.
Bill, could you come up with a couple of word changes that might solve the problem in number 2?
I mean, I think honestly, we could remove number 2 altogether. I mean, the building's going to be located on the same parcel regardless in this proposal. That was a condition pulled off of one of the previous approvals where there was no building, so we were requiring one. So I think we could remove that one altogether. What I think we might be looking for is if he were to expand to a retail business that served the general public and had employees on site all of the time is what we would be trying to address, where he would have to come back and we verify that he got the additional approvals.
You don't have any plans for sanitary facilities there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I would.
You're going to put a septic field and all that? Okay.
Yes, sir.
We've got the trees. If we drop 2 altogether, does that eliminate his ability to engage in retail sales?
It kind of looks like it does.
Which, I mean, you want some flexibility.
Are you familiar with the suggested wordings that we're talking about? Okay.
Yeah, it's like
You've got a copy of them? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The conditions are on the screen if anybody wants to look at them.
Yeah, I guess that would be my question is, like you said, even if there is some kind of word change or I definitely like to have like a little kitchen in there, bathroom, an office. But like I said, yeah, no one would be there, no like posted hours. I mean, I would love to put up a sign, but that's, I really, not that I don't want people to come there, but it really would be more of like a appointment only thing. So I guess that'd be my question is, if I have that office there, and if it was kind of like I don't say a case by case, but it was about an appointment only, would I be allowed to, is there like some addition to the word retail or the scope of retail to be like, okay, this is okay to sell this?
I think I have a solution. If we change number 2, as Alan suggested, eliminate the word shall and replace it with may, and then add another sentence. So we'll say a sales office may be located on the same parcels, the gravel mulch, et cetera, for all retail transactions. However, all transactions must be ancillary to the landscaping business of the company. Bill?
Yeah, I mean, I think that would work for what he's describing, that he's going to do.
You comfortable with that?
Essentially, that's just saying he can't sell fireworks or kitchenware or
Twinkies.
anything other than,
Well, that's fine.
yeah.
Did you need a lawyer present during questioning?
I don't think we want to stop him from doing his business. If a customer comes and wants to sit in his little office to describe what hardscaping project he wants, our intent is not to stop that.
Yeah, that's
I
not.
think I'm speaking for the
That sentence
committee.
takes care of that.
That is not our intent. And it's not our intent to keep you from selling another pile of mulch to the guy you just finished mulching his yard and his wife wants more. Anything to help you succeed in your business without becoming a home center.
Right.
It's sort of, it's kind of hard to define, but, we're all excited that you're going to have a business in the county and want to help you do that any way we can. But I do think if you're going to be a home center, we got to do some other stuff.
Right. No, I appreciate that. I feel very comfortable with all that. And like I said, we definitely want to be safe and good stewards. And like I said, we are very particular, well, I'm a very particular person. So I wanted to, the amount of people that have already been like, oh my God, your fence, like, I didn't know y'all put up fencing for people. I'm like, well, that's mine. But it's very exciting. It's not going to be easy to come up with the money, just because, but hey, that's part of it. But definitely excited to grow and hopefully, so we do a lot of business in Northumberland County, so I hope that maybe this will excite someone and make use of the vacant space that's been there in this location for a long time. I've driven past there for years and didn't think I could afford it. I'd call the realtor and they're like, it's this much, and I'm like, and a couple of years go by. And so this was kind of a long process, and finally, thank God I was able to.
Philip, have you come up with some suitable language for it?
I think Mr.
Mr. Cost
nailed it.
Yeah, I've rewritten it so it's more clear. So second sentence, number 2, sales transactions shall be limited to those that are ancillary to the main purpose of the landscaping business.
And change shall to may.
Would you say it again?
Sales transactions shall be limited to those that are ancillary to the main purpose of the landscaping business.
Thank you.
So that's the entirety of number 2.
That
Now,
would be the second sentence for number 2.
So the first
Okay.
sentence, you're going to change.
Shall to may.
Okay.
shall to may, and then
Yeah.
add, okay.
Right.
Yes.
Is there anybody online? Get back and get something to say. Okay. So if there's anyone online like to speak to that, it's your opportunity. All right. Commissioners, any more questions? Any more questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
We need to close the,
Yeah, we're going to close this number 2. We're going to close it now, and we'll get back to you because we're going to have a discussion period afterwards. Okay.
So hang around for a few minutes. Yeah.
Stuart, did you get all that?
Yeah, I've got it all.
Okay. Then we'll go to the next public hearing item.
Oh, hold on.
No, I'm sorry.
We need to act on this one.
Do we have to close the hearing then?
We close the public comment period.
Right.
That means nobody else can speak now. Now the commissioners can discuss, and then somebody needs to make a motion on what we want to do before we move to the next one.
Is there any more discussion?
Any more discussion? Because I thought we had finished. Okay. All right.
I'd like to make a motion then,
All right.
that we approve the conditional use permit. I'm sorry. That's right, I gotta read this. This motion is made in due consideration of the administrative record before the body, including the Planning Commission's deliberations and recommendations. The information received via the public hearing, including statements offered by staff, the applicant, and members of the public health and safety, the general welfare of the community, public necessity, convenience in the exercise of good zoning practices, and the body's legislative prerogative and pursuant to the body's prerogative, sorry. And first time I read this one. And pursuant to the body's statutory authority. And I guess my motion would be to recommend to the Board of Supervisors that this conditional use permit be approved and include the modifications made by Mr. Cost.
Approved, including the suggested conditions
So-
with number 2 modified.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, approved the suggested conditions with number 2 modified based on the statement by Mr. Cost.
Second?
Second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's fine, thank you.
Good luck to you.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Do you have any business cards? Welcome to the county. Good luck with your business.
Thank you. Good luck.
What you should be aware that this will have to go to the Board of Supervisors,
We're just step one.
generally is not a bad time. It's, meet new people. But they typically approve what we recommend. So you're in good shape.
Is there any idea of when, do we know roughly when the Board of Supervisors meeting would be?
November 13th at 7 p.m.,
November 13th?
7 p.m.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Thank you guys.
In this room.
In this room, I'm kidding. All right, thank you guys.
The next public hearing on the agenda tonight is revisions to Northumberland County zoning ordinance, section 148-150 piers. Section B, removing the prohibition of shelter-roofs on non-commercial piers. Section 148-151, boathouses, to add shelter roofs in the title, to add A1, shelter roofs shall not exceed 400 square feet and 20 feet in height, and add to 2, 7, 8, the words "and shelter roof." In addition, revise the table of usages to add shelter roofs as a by right use on private non-commercial piers in all zoning districts except R1, which are not allowed, and as conditional use in R4, and add shelter roofs with objections as a conditional use on private non-commercial piers in all zoning districts except R1, not allowed. On the screen, I have the current ordinance and the suggested changes. And we go through the piers. We have a sentence in there that said open-sided shelter roofs or gazebo striped structures shall not be placed on private commercial piers. So we propose to delete that. And here we add shelter roofs to the title. Add the minimum, maximum square footage and height in number 1. And then just add shelter roof in the different sections that just make sure that we got it all covered throughout. So that's the proposed language. I have not received any comments on this. Have you, Philip?
No, sir.
Okay. So I haven't received any public comments as of today.
Is there a higher authority that we're going to have to?
Yes, the VMRC regulates, help me out, Philip, if I say this wrong, but VMRC has their rules, and we're incorporating some of those rules in here, which is this maximum square footage of 400 square feet, and I think 20 feet in height is our rule, I'm not sure. I think it's our rule. But they have to go through the VMRC joint permit application, and the state will have to look at these permits as well. So if there's objections, then we send it back to VMRC, and then they hold a public hearing. Is that how it works, Philip?
They're going to wait for us to do what we have to do first.
Right.
before
So
they-
if there's objections, we hold a public hearing, and then they'll have to go to VMRC for another public hearing.
Correct.
So we're the first level, but the state has their own rules as well, but we're following, mimicking their rules. But it would need local approval before it went to the state. Now, if nobody objects, we can administratively do it, and no public hearings in either place. But if there are objections from neighbors, then that's when the conditional use permit process kicks in, and then they'll have to do another public hearing down at Newport News.
So
Which is-
3 public hearings, the Planning Commission, Board of Supervisors, and then VMRC?
Yes.
Okay.
If there's
objection.
I mean, if there's objection. So there'll be 3 people, 3 sets of eyes on it. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I think we need to define in the language, when it says 20 feet, it needs to be 20 feet from something. In our county ordinance, it says 20 feet from mean low water.
Right.
That doesn't say anything, 20 feet in height from the top of the deck, from mean low, mean high. I think we need to define 20 feet from what?
Okay, at that end of that, we can put 20 feet height, mean low, from mean low water.
That would be fine.
Is that right, Philip?
Yeah. The language is in the boathouse. I thought it was incorporated in that same line.
Well, it doesn't explain it either.
Being a surveyor, you picked up on that.
Just a little bit.
Well, that sounds reasonable to me. I mean, that's just clarifying. It's not really changing any intent.
Right.
Then do we have public can speak to it?
There's somebody on the sign-in sheet.
Mr. Bell?
You want to open the public hearing?
Yes, let's open the public hearing.
Thank you very much. I'm here for more support for the approval of this. I look forward to the county. I think this is a great add to the ordinance that's currently in place. I think there'll probably be people that will certainly benefit from doing something like this, and it's clear that a lot of homework has been done, a lot of thought has been done in putting this together. I know Phil probably spent a lot of time sharpening his pencil and trying to figure out the right words to put in here. So I'm in support of this, and I congratulate the Planning Commission for the work that they've done, and look forward to this getting approved and move forward. So thank you very much.
And you're not planning to put one up with the words dollar store on it either, are you?
No, sir, no.
Sir, can I get your name?
I will tell you, I'm a resident at 834 Wycomico Point Road, and I purchased this property. It doesn't have a dock. It's never had a dock. So I have to go through the permitting process. I've already started that. I've actually started that process. Craig has been one of the ones that's kind of helped me make sure that I didn't do anything that the county didn't agree with and everything. And where this probably, I don't know if this is, I'm the only person that's ever, I find it hard to believe that I'm the only person, because I think the surrounding counties allow this to happen. But I kind of said I'd like to have just a little bit of area that's shaded so that I could be out on my dock in the hot sun. And so I said it just makes sense to me that if you're going to have a covered slip, that you should be able to have a little piece that's covered for shade while you're out there. And so that, I'm sure that's where all this came from. I can't imagine I'm the only one who was just surprised that there's not more people here, because I think this is a great idea. I think the county's going to benefit from it, especially aligning with the state and the federal side for what they say we can do today. So I really do support this, and it clearly, very simple, very easy, very plain language, the way it was put together. So I support this, and I look forward to this moving forward.
By the way, 2 couples is a massive crowd for us, so thanks for being here.
Okay. So I appreciate it. I appreciate coming. I've been to the Board of Supervisors, never been to the Planning Commission, so it's wonderful to meet you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Bell.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else?
Who's online?
Close, anybody online would like to have something to say? Yes. Is anybody raise their hand or anything? Okay.
We are popular.
I'm going to I'll close the public hearing at this time and open for discussion.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to
Where
move.
nobody wants to make the motion.
I'll move the adoption of these modifications to the ordinance. This motion is made in due consideration of the administrative record before the body, including the planning commission's deliberations and recommendation, the information received via the public hearing, including statements offered by staff, the applicant, members of the public health, safety, the general welfare of the community, public necessity, convenience, in the exercise of good zoning practices and the body's legislative prerogative pursuant to the body's statutory authority.
I'll second.
Second. Any questions?
To include the 6 foot.
To include the changes that were made? Any questions? All in favor? Aye. Ayes have it. Okay.
Ms. Wilkins, Corey, did you second it?
I did.
Okay, thank you.
And close, I thought I closed the public hearing then. Okay. All right.
That's all we have on the agenda tonight.
Is there an update from any of the state agencies on the comprehensive plan at this point?
No, sir.
Okay.
Will we adjourn?
Before you adjourn. Items of discussion, anything? Okay. Do we have a board of supervisor report, Stuart? Do you have one?
No, sir.
I went to that meeting. There was very little that happened, other than a lot of talk about the budgeting process and a long discussion of accounting practices.
I'm sorry, I was there, and I was trying to write and think
Okay,
at the same
I
time.
got
I
you.
apologize.
I got you.
The vacation home rental conditional use permit for the Fleet and Beach that we heard last month was approved by the board. So they're up and running, I guess.
All right. Was there any, that's about the time?
That was the only public hearing at the meeting.
Two board of supervisors meetings ago, a group of citizens came up and they were concerned about the use of wild dogs running through people's yards and doing whatever they do, and it seemed like there was no remedy for that. And I was concerned because as we have got more people coming into the county and they're letting their animals run wild, and their animals are attacking people. People can't come out of their own door because the dog is on their deck barking at them. I was wondering if there's...
There was an update, if I could
Okay,
fill you in on that.
okay.
I apologize, I didn't know that was on the radar screen. Yes, the Board of Supervisors talked about that. They had received counsel from the county attorney regarding that. And in this particular area, well, let me back up. The county does have a leash law, but it's a subdivision leash law. So you say such and such, Bay Quarter Shores, any of the Sands of the Potomac, whatever the subdivision name is, that has a leash law. And the place where I think the problems are occurring is not a packaged subdivision. It's just sort of scattered development. It's not really a subdivision. So the county attorney told the Board of Supervisors that they would need to somehow delineate the geographical area of that, I think it's a peninsula, at the end of the peninsula, that would clearly show the bounds of the, and the subdivision is very clear where the subdivision ends and begins, and the rest of the county begins. So he said that they would have to have a geographic description of the area, and they could do a leash law in that if they have clear geographic boundaries that the police and sheriffs can understand and animal control officers can understand. So his opinion was that they could do a leash law for this area of the county if they said such and such a road to this such and such a road over this point, whatever, a clear geographic delineation of the area, that they could do that for this area. Now, whether they move forward with that, I don't know, but that's what the county attorney said, that as long as you clearly define the geographic extent, then you could do a leash law in other parts of the county that aren't subdivisions. Now, whether that takes care of the problem or whether the board goes forward with that, I don't know.
Wouldn't it be easier just to have a leash law that's countywide?
I think that would be very unpopular with the indigenous population.
Very.
The hunters would clearly not like it.
I don't think it would go, but, you know, I've been wrong in the past.
No, I'm just wondering why they took
But
the approach.
I assume because they
They
want
did.
freedom.
Private property as well. My concern was that you can't even walk at your own door if a repairman comes and can't get out of his truck because this dog is barking at him and you don't even know who the dog is except that he's on your property. You don't have any property rights and nobody wants to hurt an animal.
I'm walking at my door.
But,
The
yeah.
animal control officer cannot come and pick him up because he's, you know, being aggressive or,
Well, according to what I heard,
Well, they met in closed session.
Okay.
And of course, I was not invited to the closed session, so something may have come of it, I don't know. You know, the attorney said something about some changes in state law with vicious dogs that they may have to change. So there may be more changes to the ordinance, but that's more supervisor level. That's, you know, I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. I understand. I just.
So there may be changes coming that we don't know.
I was just very curious because that's a terrible situation.
officer if he can't pick up a vicious
It gets worse after hunting.
We'll get a report
what's going to happen.
for the next meeting on what the status of that is.
Yeah.
He's going to fill it out.
Okay. Any public comments? Commissioners, any comments? Okay.
Move to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
Moved.
So moved. You're adjourned. Okay.